welcome in everybody to another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start the show by being transparent. And we didn't do a show yesterday because there was no WNBA yesterday. Didn't have a show on Friday because where I'm at, there was a power outage, so couldn't do one. But it was not a good week for me last week. We had the winner with best bet for Mystics first half +5 on Thursday. But other than that, I didn't win another bet. I think I won 1 out of 7 bets. So took a few steps in the wrong direction and need to be better this weekend. We'll start it off today. So still slightly up in the WNBA. Um Somewhere around the 50 unit mark for all sports in 2024. So we still doing all right. We just have to get a little bit better. We got to sharpen up. Let's look at some comments before we do get started here today. What up, Dairy? I feel like it was. I feel like I saw something else, but Dairy is what it says. Dairy Hardaway from San Antonio, Texas. Appreciate you tuning in. Sean Evans in the building. Good to see you in here. Nathan reminding everybody to hit the like button. Definitely helps out the show. Champy Funk in here. Mike R says, Vino with the yellow shirt. There's no Vino today. And he says, Skee with no haircut. That's unfair because I've had limited haircuts. I haven't been home since July 2nd. Since July 2nd, I've been on the road. So I already have a hard time. If you've been around, I have a hard time, you guys probably know too. All guys, I feel like are like that. I have a hard time trusting people to cut my hair. So I've had very minimal haircuts since I've been traveling and on the road. But it is about that time. Unfair though. I'll be home soon, Mike R. I'll be back to normal. GB Bets, ready to get after. Says lots of good plays in the MLB. I, before the break, I said that I was going to start to cap MLB, but I made the decision that I didn't want to deal with it every single day. For one, it takes a lot of time to cap all those games, and I just feel like personally, I do better when I focus on one sport at a time, maybe two sports, but I do really good work. I won over 60% in MLB the past 2 years in the playoffs. Right now, I feel like MLB is kind of all over the place, just personal opinion. So not much from me, but in the playoffs, we will absolutely be betting some baseball. Mark A in the building. Good to see you here. Pretentious Prodigy. Bryce Miller reminding everybody to hit that like button. Chris, what's good, Brody? Says the W been kicking my ass, ready to turn around too, though. Yeah, man. It's been kind of tough, bro. And I noticed that, like, in basketball in general, whether it's NBA, WNBA, I do better when the league is like continuously going. When it starts being like we taking breaks and stop and go, that kind of messes up my rhythm. And I started to notice that after that or during that COVID season for NBA, etc. Boofer. Manzi says it's time to make some money. My barber did. I mean, last I checked, I mean it was the beginning of July when I was out there, but yeah, he was back cutting hair, and you still can tell he was in a major accident. So hope he's still getting better, and he had a cane, etc., etc. So I hope he is completely better, but I haven't been back to verify. David says I think all the WNBA home teams won Saturday. Not sure, can't really remember right now. Yeah, I'm not ready for college football. I don't really do too much of that, but NFL. I'm locked in. I'm ready. I've never started preparing for NFL in July, so I'm ready. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. We have, and Jamrock Kick says WNBA trade just went through. Did I miss something? Let's see. Yeah, I did miss something. So let's see here. This is going to be important. Maisha Hines Allen from the Mystics going over to the Lynx. Interesting there. Mystics get Ipupa, Kone, and a second round pick. So the Mystics kind of in my eyes maybe punting on the season a little bit there. It's kind of what it seems like. I mean, they did have a guard go down, but yeah, that's what that kind of tells me from that trade. I don't know if everybody gets the same thing as me, but we'll talk about it more when we get to that game. First game up, and this is my mistake. I'm all over the place today, so this is what we'll do, and this is my bad. I gotta just rock with it like this. I thought I made these banners and I did not. But first game up, we will do rotation order. We'll go Seattle and Washington, 629, 630. So I guess we are starting with this game. Let me just get it up here. Storm at Lynx or Storm at Mystics. My bad, you guys. I got to get back in the rhythm of doing these shows. So my apologies. Mystics -7. And total looks like 161. 61. My bad on that, you guys. There we go. So it did drop. It opened up 7 down to 6.5. Total did drop as well. We talked about the trade we just mentioned, no Maisha Hines Allen for them. This Storm team, and I'll put up the money bottle while I talk about this, but I felt like, coming into the second half of the season, I was looking at win totals, etc., and trying to see which ones I wanted to bet. I couldn't get there with the Storm simply because I view them as a team that's really good at home, not as good on the road, and they had a lot of road games down this back stretch of the schedule. They're coming off a loss versus the Fever, a loss versus the Dream, and they're right back on the road again here today in Washington. Washington, on the flip side, they're a lot healthier now. You have Austin and Sykes back in the lineup, big boost defensively, especially, but also on the offensive end. And they're just a team that, in my mind, has been better than what their record says. Probably the best ATS team in the league. And let me just verify a little bit here. So ATS, the Mystics are 18-7-2 overall in the first half. Overall full game 16-10-1. So I always talk about this. You guys know for the past few years, Mystics first half has been a thing. It continued to be a thing this year. You look at them when they have the rest advantage, specifically 6-1-1 ATS in the first half. So I'm gonna stick with that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Mystics at the house should come out, throw the first punch. They do match up, fairly well with this team. And second half, all bets are off. I do think the Storm are hungry for a win, but am I willing to lay with them on the road where they're not even a 500 team? It's just not something I'm willing to do right now. So when the Storm return home, that's when I'll start to look their direction for this game. I would endorse Mystics first half. Best number you can get is +3.5. So let's take a look at some of these comments. See what you guys. I'm gonna get a lot of strikes today, Boofer. I got to get back in the rhythm of doing these shows. I swear I did the banners pre-show, but I guess I didn't. Chris says Mystics definitely punting. Let's see. Let me get to something for this game. B Daddy likes the under. I can't talk you off. Two good defensive teams. Like I said, Washington got two players in Austin and Sykes who make the defense a hell of a lot better. And I know I trust the Storm on that side of the ball, if anything. So I can agree. I would lean towards an under in this game. Yeah, my bad. I know what I mean, man. +7 for the Mystics. Trying to do it on the fly here. Should have been more prepared. My bad. There we go. I fixed it. But yeah, +7. Appreciate you shouting that out. Sean likes Atkins over 12.5 points. I definitely think she can get baskets. I mean, I'm a big Ariel Atkins fan, and there's good defenders on the other side. But if I'm expecting Washington to keep it competitive in the first half, it's either going to be Atkins or Sykes, in my opinion. I mean, it could be Austin doing some stuff too, but I like that look. Atkins over 12.5. Let's see. Casey says not bad. Hector likes the first half under. My boy Dutch in the building. What up, Dutchy? Appreciate you tapping in. And I did slide in there for Medicaid Monday yesterday. Make sure y'all check my guy out. Does that show over on Pub Sports. And make sure I give him a follow on Twitter at DutchBoyFresh. We're gonna be back here soon talking some NBA action. I know he don't want to deal with the ladies too much, but or at least the ladies in the WNBA. But we'll be back on that NBA soon. All right. So for this game, if I'm betting, it's Mystics first half or stay out the way. Now, next up, let me take that off while I get this queued up here. We have 631, 632. That looks like the Sparks at the Sun. And we did have some movement in this game. Sun currently minus 13 and a half. They opened 12 and a half. And the total, that's the big movement here. It opened up 153 and a half. It looks like 158 right now. So a pretty big move towards the over. And injury report, Clarendon, game time decision. Airy, game time decision. Both of them are doubtful. So probably going to be missing 2 point guards right there. And Lexi Brown continues to be out. For Connecticut, looks like Tiffany Mitchell is game time. First thing that stands out to me in this one is Sparks. I mean, I love that they have Azure back in the lineup, et cetera, et cetera. They've had it for the past few games, couple games before the break. But Crystal Dangerfield starting at point guard, that's a red flag if I ever seen one. Like, I don't. This is just my personal opinion from watching, but she's fell off in the past couple years, and there's not a whole lot to like when I see her out there on the court. That's just my personal opinion. So thinking about that, and they're already minus two other point guards for the Sparks team. They could struggle to score versus a Connecticut team that's really good defensively. So I can understand why the Connecticut is a big favorite here. At the same time, this has been the Sparks' role. Double digit underdogs. They are 9-3 ATS. And let me actually think the Sun as double digit favorites are 2-3 ATS. But getting Marina Mabry over there, that gives them some more shooting, some more scoring, 3-level score. That should help them cover more of those big numbers. But let me just pull this up here. I like to try to show you guys, and it gives me a reason to shout out my guy RC and the Money Baller. Make sure you guys check it out if you like these easy notes. Makes the games really easy to cap. Like, look at this: Sparks as a double digit dog, 9-3 ATS. Sun as a double digit favorite, 2-3. Just looking at some other things here. Team totals. I see RC added this since I last was looking. But look at this. Suns holding their opponent under their team total in the first half, 10 out of 11 games. That defense can really clamp down. And I can see that happening, especially with them off of the bad game that they just had and back at the house. So if I'm playing this one, it's more of a Sparks team total under, probably my recommendation here, or even the full game under. Sparks team total looks like it's low, 71 and a half, 72 and a half. And we're going to cap this one out together. So let me just take a look at something. Connecticut games lately. They gave up 82 to Atlanta, 91 to Dallas, 82 to Liberty. Haven't really been flexing that really good defense lately. So this is one where I probably won't be betting. I will continue to mention that somebody pointed it out. It might have been in Chris's show, might have been in my chat somewhere. De'Erica Hamby and Azrae Stevens. Like, since Stevens just came back into the lineup and Hamby moves to just playing forward instead of more center, her rebounds have decreased and Azrae's rebounds, I think, have increased. And do with that what you will. I don't think this is a game that I will be involved in. Next game, I absolutely will. So take a look at the chat. See if you guys maybe can talk me into something. Next game is where we're making money for me. Appreciate you, Dutchy. Hector says Sparks team total under first half. Right to what I said there in on the chart. Sun holding opponents under 10 out of 11 games. So if you do have a first half team total, I know that market isn't available everywhere, but could be a good bet. Mark did take the Sun minus 12 and a half. I will be rooting for you. Don't think I'll have action on this game. GB Bet says Sparks with rest as a road dog off a loss have a team total average of 79.1. So he doesn't like Sparks team total under. And he's sharing a query here as well. All right. Move on over to the last game. And once again, unprepared Skee. I got to make my banner on the fly. But that is 633, 634. Looks like the Wings at the New York Liberty. And this one opened up Liberty minus 14. They're currently consensus of minus 11. And total open 174 and a half. Feel like it's been going up and down. Currently looks like 174. So, injury report. We have Sabrina questionable now. Not sure what the illness is. Let's click on her here. Neck injury, and she's questionable for tonight. And Benijah Laney Hamilton continues to be out. For the Wings, Maddie Segrist is probable, so we should see her out there. And this is the one that was most appealing to me. First, I'll look at the Liberty side. I mean, they look pretty dominant out of the break. They blew the doors off the Sparks, won by 35 points there. Then after a slow start in the Aces game, came back and won that game by double digits. Best team in the league record wise so far. A couple players just won Olympic medals, etc., etc., etc. But I can't help but think this is not the best spot for the New York Liberty coming off of that big game versus the Aces, a game where they, continue to want to show up after losing to them last year in the playoffs. Now you come and face a lowly, Wings team who you probably don't think too high about. I have a hard time thinking that you get that effort, that 100% effort that, will be needed to cover this kind of a point spread. And more specifically, I'm thinking about the first half. On the wing side, though, you do get Satu Sabali back, who's a big boost for them. And size-wise, I mean, they can match up down low with the Liberty. It shouldn't get killed too much in the paint. I want to look specifically at the first half, and I will pull this up for you guys again. But talking about that spot for the Liberty, I think they come out sluggish and slow. That's really what it boils down to. And let's get this screen shared here. The money baller back up there. You guys should be able to see this. All right. So for the Wings, first half as a road dog, we're getting a little bit more points. You get added cushion because they're on the road. 8-4 ATS. We're looking at the Liberty in the first half as a home favorite. 4-9 ATS. Not good on the full game either. And they haven't really been good in this point spread range. I already know that. 2-11 as a double-digit favorite. So you got to play a really good game for 40 minutes to cover this kind of a point spread. Chopping it in half to the first half. If the Wings come out and throw the first punch, it's very difficult for me to see, Liberty covering that 7.5 margin and get that out of there. Sabali, like I said, just a really big boost. And I think it's too many points. So Wings plus 7.5 would be my recommendation. I was looking at the over initially in this game. I don't like that Sabrina could be out. And that would make me almost, pivot to Wings team total. Let me just glance at team totals here. 80.5 for the Wings, 93.5 for the Liberty. I mean, the Wings have had more than 80 points for like all of these games recently. So I'll just scroll back up here just to verify. 91 versus Connecticut, 101 versus the Fever, 81 versus Sparks, 84 versus Phoenix. I mean, you go back to before the break, they still were clearing this 80.5 number. If Liberty are not locked in to this game, not locked in defensively, I don't think 80.5 is too much to ask. So Wings team total, I can endorse that. But Wings first half is my favorite look in this game. And let's see what you guys think about it. First thing that pops up before I even move on, Chris, it's at the bottom, but he says Skee query double-digit home favorite coming off a road win as a dog. All right, let's check it out. So I'll use Give Me the Dog just because I already got it here. I did see Killer Sports did have it too. So line less than equal to -10. And previous win as a road dog. Pretty sure that's what he said. Let me just go back here. Double-digit home favorite coming off a road win as a dog. Okay. Let's see what we get here. Boom. Appreciate you sharing that. This says to absolutely fade the Liberty here. Not just the first half, it's just to fade them on the full game. And I will screen share. Shout out to our guy Chris for shouting this out. So, oh, wrong one. My bad. Wrong screen share. Apologies. So used to going to the money baller. But let's go to give me the dog right here. So you guys should be able to see this. And so double-digit favorites after winning as a road dog, like Chris said here. They win the game 28 out of 32 times, but they only cover what? They're 7, 24, and 1, 22.6% ATS. Average line 12.1. And we can look at this. I mean, the first half, if you do look at it, first half, I feel like is a little closer than the second half. But in general, this is a query. You see it right here, Liberty and Wings. It says to fade the Liberty. So appreciate that. And that's exactly how I'm feeling about this game. Like they're coming off a win and it's a little bit of an exhale spot. I don't think you get the best effort from the Liberty tonight. And if they do give effort, I think, it'll be after they've taken the first punch. So appreciate you sharing that, Chris. Let me get back up. See what else everybody's thinking for this one. B Daddy, 89 in the first half, says Stewie's going to have over 20.5 on their player prop. Chris, Skee going with the up and over. I can feel it. I wanted to. That was my first thought. The first thing I said after I got killed on Sunday betting, I said, I don't even want to look at nothing on Tuesday except Dallas Liberty over. I'm not looking at nothing else. That's what I said. And I just held off, waited. Sure enough, this morning, Sabrina, questionable. It just makes me pump the brakes on that. So I was thinking that way though. Estot doesn't agree. He thinks trifecta for the Liberty and the over. Let's see. A couple more comments. Sean Evans says, yes, Stewie over 20.5 points. He's leaning that way. Says it hit the last 7 games versus Dallas. Not gonna talk you off. She definitely will have to score a lot more, especially if Sabrina does miss. What up, Trevor? Mark says someone earlier on Chris's show mentioned live betting for better lines if they come out sluggish, kind of like how I'm thinking there. Okay, love to see it, love to hear it. Anthony says Skee is back, absolutely. And Glenn Walker reminding everybody to hit the like button. Definitely helps out the show. Chris says we on the same page as far as what we thought about that total initially. So I love it. Lining up here and found some ways to make some money. So like I said, I'm not going to get into MLB. We'll go ahead and move it on over to best bets. Before I do that, let you guys know time difference. I'm traveling, it's throwing me off. But I will be live with Kyle and Rob Vino in 2 hours. So I believe it's 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when we're going to go on there. We'll talk a little bit of WNBA, break it down further, get all of our opinions, and then we'll break down Saints futures or, however we're talking about how we think about the Saints for the NFL this season. Want to remind you guys about the Money Baller. I did bring it up a couple times throughout the show. If you guys like it, if you think it's helpful, it does a great job cutting down time, to look up a lot of info that you look at every day, or at least that I look up every day. So if you're interested, there's a link in the bio or link in the description to this video, and you use coupon code SKEE. And once again, that's the Money Baller. So make sure you guys go check that out. And one more reminder for anybody who's interested, I did early NFL division videos, all 8 divisions, and I did give a best bet I gave best bets for each one, and it's in the video section, not the live section. So, on that note, we will move it on to best bets. And best bet for this show, we're going with the Wings. First half, I got +7.5. The best number you can get right now is Wings +7, and it's still moving down. I see 6.5 popping up. So, Wings first half +7.5 is my best bet of the day. Did forget to mention you guys can find all of my work at Wagertalk.com. Up, I think I'm after the horrible week last week. I'm probably about like up 49 units in 2024. So yeah, the link to my page is in the description to this video. And yeah, make sure you guys check us out with Kyle at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be back here tomorrow. I'll see if I get my guy Rob Vino with me. But until then, best of luck on all your action. I'll catch you guys later.